Hello everyone, dear students. As you know, myself Girish Kumar Singh is studying for you with a new topic of your first chapter in biology, and it is the transport system, and it is for class 10th. Dear students, transport can be defined as the transferring of materials from one place to another place generally. When it will be in case of living beings, then transferring of materials from transferring of materials from one location to another within the body. Body of livings, you can write here. That is called the transport, and the system that used to fulfill, and the system is what? Different organs work together in coordination and make a system. Okay, the system means different organs involved in it. Organs involved in it. The system is called transport system. All organisms, whether they are plants or animals, all require different types of materials continuously to be supplied to different components of the cell in order to make them function properly and maintain the homeostasis. Homeostasis, as you know, the stable state, constant state, that is necessary for their survival. In this chapter, we will study the transportation in humans as well as in plants. Then, students, let's begin the transport system in humans. In humans, the transport is achieved by two different types of systems. One is called the circulatory system. System that involve the blood vascular system. And second is the lymphatic system. Second is the lymphatic system. Okay? So here, today, I will make you know about the circulatory system, means blood vascular system. Let's study it in some more detail. Dear students, do you know that circulatory system is discovered by blood circulation? By William Harvey. And do you know William Harvey was a physician. Before William Harvey, it was believed that the blood oscillates in blood vessels. Oscillation, to and fro or back and forth movement of molecules from its mean position. That is the oscillation. Before William Harvey, it was believed that blood oscillates in the blood vessels. But it was William Harvey who first of all said that blood not oscillates, it circulates throughout the body in the blood vessels. Because of this discovery, William Harvey was neglected by the patients, and the number of patients come for the treatment in his clinic has reduced alarmingly, because they believed that William Harvey gone mad. But after long years, it has been proved that William Harvey was right. This circulatory system in humans composed of heart, a pumping organ, blood vessels, scattered throughout the body. These blood vessels are the arteries, veins, and capillaries. And blood in it itself. This blood moves in blood vessels with the help of a pumping organ, heart. These all together make the circulatory system of human beings. Now let's study about them. Students, heart is a muscular organ. Heart is a muscular organ that lies between the lungs in thoracic cavity. Location, if you talk about the location in the body, where it located in thoracic cavity. Cavity between the lungs. Pair of lungs, because we have a pair of lungs. Okay, this is the location. Shape, size. It is just like in the shape of a clenched fist. Clenched fist. Band muthi. This clenched fist. This is the size of heart. Having diameter of about 12 into 9 centimeter and approx 250 gram in weight, slightly inclined in left, slightly inclined in left. This is the location, shape and size of the heart in human beings. Let's talk about the structure. Dear students, do you know a special type of muscles made the heart, and those muscles are called the cardiac muscle. Let's draw here. I think you are familiar with this shape, and most of the students use many times this type of shape. I think you able to remember What is this? This is the commercial heart dill that is printed on different cards. But original heart is somewhat different from this. Look here. Dear students, this upper part is auricle, means atrium, and this lower part is ventricle. And this is separated by a thick layer that is called septum. A thick layer, and this thick layer is called septum. See here, in this way. Similarly, it is thick layer, as I said. Now, in this way, okay. This part, these two are ventricle. Which ventricle? It will now become the right ventricle, and it is now left ventricle. Okay. This upper chamber, this is the left atrium or auricle, and it is the right one. Okay. Now here there is the two vessels arises from this part, and these are called what? Pulmonary vein. This goes to the lungs. Similarly, in this side also there is two. One is here and another is here. You can draw. Okay. This upper one is called superior vena cava. What is this? Superior. This collect the blood from upper part of the body, and this lower one is called inferior vena cava. This collects the blood from lower part of the body. Okay. Now here is the walls, bicuspid and tricuspid walls are here to prevent the backflow of blood, and superior vena cava. A T-shaped tube is also coming from middle, and it goes to this. This tube is pulmonary artery. What is this? Pulmonary artery. And a half S-shaped tube is lies in this to this here, and this tube is called the what? Aorta. Aorta, main artery. Now let's understand the mechanism. What is the mechanism? What is the structure? You are seeing here the structure of heart. Dear students, this heart is guarded in a bi-layer that is called pericardium. Pericardium, between the membrane of pericardium, a homogeneous fluid has been filled that is called the pericardial fluid. That fluid protect the heart from friction during the pumping. As you know, they are made up of cardiac muscles. This is called the septum that divide ventricles into two parts. Okay, so this is the heart. Let's see about the mechanism, how the blood pumps in the blood. Dear students, these two, from here and from here, the blood enters into heart and it collected in this chamber, right atrium, and from here it moved to the ventricle. From ventricle it moved through the pulmonary artery and goes to the lungs for oxygenation. From lungs, after oxygenation, it comes through these two pulmonary veins. They collect the blood in left atrium, and from left atrium the blood filled into left ventricle, and from left ventricle it again, with the help of this vessel that is the aorta, go into the body. So this is the mechanism how the blood flows. Now we have to must know that in one time heart can pump about 70 ml of blood. Means each chamber has the capacity of 70 ml, and the amount of blood, volume of blood pumped by heart in one time is called the stroke volume. Is called the stroke volume, and it is 70 ml. A normal human has about 4.5 to 5 liter blood in his body. In this way, in each beat, heartbeat, rate is about 72 to 80 times per minute, and each time the blood beat, it pumps 70 ml of blood. Okay, so let's know how the blood pump. What is blood? Blood. Dear students, blood is a vascular tissue. Blood is a vascular tissue. Why it is called vascular? That is flows in vessels. Vessels means tubes, pipes. Okay, that's why it is called vascular tissue. It has different types of components in it. Let's talk about the components of blood. As you know, blood is a vascular tissue, tissue is made up of by grouping of cells together. So it becomes certain that blood has the different types of components, different types of cells in it. Let's study about the components of blood. Dear students, blood has a ground substance, ground fluid, that is called plasma, a straw color liquid, color fluid you can see, that form the ground substance, for blood. It contains different types of ions, proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and many more things. And it comprises about 55%, you can roughly say, of blood. It has 90% water and 10% other substances. Second component is the red blood corpuscles. It means RBC, as you know. RBC are discoid, disc-shaped, and mostly biconcave. Okay? They formed in bone marrow, having lifespan about 120 days, and the function is to carry oxygen. Why they carry oxygen? Because they have the pigment, that is called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin that has the high affinity to combine with oxygen, and because of presence of hemoglobin, the blood looks red. So this is red blood cells, RBC. Now the third type of component is white blood cells, WBCs. They are also found in bone marrow, stem cells of bone marrow. They are having irregular shape, and their work is to defend the body, Okay. Now the another component in the blood is called platelets. They are very small fragments. Actually, they are the fragments of giant bone marrow cells. Okay. Their lifespan is about a week, and their main function is to make the blood clot. Main function is the blood clot. Okay. So these are the components of blood. Now, how this blood reach to each and every cell of the body? And the answer is because of blood vessels. Blood vessels, as I said, they are arteries. Arteries are thick-walled, elastic, tubes having narrow lumen. Narrow lumen means space in the pipe, lumen, है ना? And carry what kind of blood? Oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood from heart to body. Heart to body. Okay. Veins. Veins are thin walled. Just opposite. Thin walled, inelastic, and broader lumen. And carry deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood from body to heart. But students, do you know there is the exception in the arteries and veins also? In books, there is the exception. What is the exception? Exception is of pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein. Students, as I said that pulmonary means arteries carry oxygenated blood, but exception is of pulmonary artery. The name is artery, but it carries deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood from where to where? If you remember the diagram, from heart, which part? Right ventricle. From heart to lungs. It carries the deoxygenated blood from heart to lungs for oxygenation. And similarly, the pulmonary vein. This is also an exception because name is vein, but it carries oxygenated blood. Do you remember the diagram? From lungs to heart. In which part? Left part. Left auricle. They bring the blood from lungs to left auricle, then left ventricle, and to whole the body. So these are exceptions: pulmonary artery and pulmonary vein of arteries and veins. Blood vessels are also of another type that is called the capillary. Actually, it is not the type; it is the branching. Right? It is the branching because main arteries or main veins are not able to reach in all parts of the blood. So they are divided into very thin, fine network of the blood vessels, and they are called capillaries. They are highly permeable. They are highly permeable to transport the things, to exchange the materials from the cells to the blood. That's why it is necessary to become highly permeable, and blood flow in them very slowly, because if the blood will flow slowly, it becomes easy to exchange the material from blood to cells and cells to blood. So these are the capillaries which are formed to make the blood reach to the all parts of the body. Students, one thing is here, the term came double circulation. Double circulation. What is this? So double means two types. Circulation means flow of blood. Okay. Circulation starts from heart and into heart. Okay. So if you remember the diagram, from body the blood come to heart, and from heart it goes to lung. From lung it again come to heart after oxygenated blood, after oxygenated blood. Okay, and here deoxygenated blood. Okay, here also the blood is which type? Deoxygenated. And again from heart it goes to body. Okay, and here the blood is oxygenated. So you see, in one circulation the blood passes through heart two times. One time in coming body to heart, heart to lung. This is first time. And second time lung to heart and heart to body, second time. Okay. So the blood circulates twice in a circulation to the heart. That's why this mechanism is called the double circulation. Okay. Some terms you have to know. Those terms are diastole and systole. Okay. Diastole means expansion and systole means contraction. Contraction of blood chambers is systole and expansion of blood heart chambers is called diastole, and the pressure of blood in the chambers during this time is called blood pressure. And it is, if we talk about the systolic pressure, it is 120 mm Hg, and diastolic pressure is 80 mm of Hg in adult healthy human. The instrument which is used to measure the blood pressure is called sphygmomanometer. I think most of you had seen this. Doctors used to measure the blood pressure by sphygmomanometer, and it shows two types of pressures. That is the systolic pressure in arteries, in the ventricle, left ventricle, and diastolic pressure of left ventricle. That is the diastolic and systolic pressure. Another term is lub-dub. What is lub-dub? Lub-dub sound. Each time the blood flows in the chambers, due to contraction and relaxation they produce sound, and this sound is lub-dub. This sound heard by the doctors by using an instrument that is called stethoscope. This stethoscope amplify the sound. This stethoscope amplify the sound of heartbeat. Okay. Now the video is becoming too long. One topic is missing. I am here. and I will cover that topic in next video when I will talk you the lymphatic system, and that topic is clotting of blood. Till then, stay home, remain safe. Thank you. As you know, this was Girish Kumar Singh speaking to you. Thank you very much. Hope this will make you understand the topic. Thank you. Thank you very much.